modified. Tonight in the 0-1 is Justin Pagonis in the AJ's Complete Automotive West Metro Buick GMC 0-1 starting 6. He's your 2019 track champion. Inside row 4 tonight, it's Peyton English tonight in the ASI Race Products 00 out of Anoka. To her outside, the freight train, Chris McLean in the local pawn shop. 89 out of Mora, starting on the outside of row 4. Inside row 5, the Silver Bullet, Dean Larson in the Lars Manufacturing, 37 out of Pennock. And your final starter from Millbank, South Dakota, Robert Holtquist in the Midwest Power Sports number 5. So there they go down the back chute. They were almost 3 wide out of turn 2. They'll straighten that out into a 2x2x3 battle out of turn number 4. Here they come at the end of 1. It's the Silver Streak, Dustin Holtquist in 5H. Holtquist with the early advantage over Mitchell Rebar in the M16 car, and here comes Keith Thel. Thel in the 00T, working the top shelf of the raceway. Sandwiched in the middle is Justin Pagonis in the 0-1 with David Fortier in 21, and then the 5 of Robert Holtquist. Holtquist sitting in the 6th spot. Son Dustin out in the front in the 5H car as the Silver Streak works his way around the raceway here tonight in the Mod 4 heat race. Thel goes almost slapping the wall out of turn number 4, but brings it back down off the cushion. Thel sits in the 3rd spot in the 00T car. Fortier next in 21 side by side with the 0-1 of Pagonis. The black number 5 of Robert Holtquist throwing a little smoke out the rear end of the car. Off the top shelf, though, if he got any higher, he definitely smacked the wall in the 00T. It's going to cost him a spot that time. As Pagonis works the low groove out of turn number 2, he'll be side by side now with Thel. That is for position number 3. 2 belongs to the M16 of Mitchell Rebar. And the leader will continue to be Dustin Holtquist in 5H. We're just past halfway. So with 3 to go, we'll look for the flying green this next time by Dustin Holtquist in 5H. The first one to see the flying green with 2 to go. Justin Pagonis like a rocket sled on rails trying to chase down Rebar in M16. They are side by side. The battle for the runner-up spot fell in the 00T, currently sitting 4th. Fortier in 21 goes to work next to the 5 of Robert Holtquist. The white flag up in the air with 1 to go. Your leader, Dustin Holtquist, with 1 remaining. Holtquist out front. Battle still going on for 2 and 3, but they'll have to settle it this time by at the stripe. Holtquist continues to lead. That's Dustin Holtquist to the win in 5H. Cross to the line in 4th in the 00T car is Keith Thel. 3rd belongs to Justin Pagonis in 0-1. Your runner-up is Mitchell Rebar in M16, and your race winner out of St. Joseph, Minnesota in the Silver Streak. Let's hear it for Dustin Holtquist in 5H. Holtquist sponsored by Wallach Construction, Kane Designs and Wraps, Collins Brothers Towing of St. Cloud, Trantina Property, Ringdahl Architects, Glenn's Auto Glass, and the Double L Ranch as Dustin Holtquist takes the heat race tonight for the Wissota Mod 4's heat race is the first of 3 coming up for the Wissota Modifieds. So the first of 3 gets ready to roll out onto the raceway, but it looks like before that happens, the 2-seater out on the racetrack tonight. The big old 2-seater, somebody going for the ride of their life, riding shotgun in the 2-seater. So there's your pole sitter tonight in heat race number 1 for the modifieds out of Malacca, Minnesota in the 89 junior cars. JT Johnson in the Highway Auto Sales 89. On the outside tonight, it is Corey Jones in the French Lake Auto Parts number 7. Jay Jones, a rookie out of Zimmerman, starts second. Inside row 2 tonight in the 54L is Jamie Lodiger out of Gilbert, Minnesota in the 54L. Jamie Lodiger on the inside of row number 2 tonight. On the outside, out of Richmond, Minnesota, it is the Iceman, Don Eichens. Eichens in the Wall Construction Candy Water Conditioning number 9E, starting 4th. On the inside, out of Rice, Minnesota, it's Shane Sobraski in the West Metro Buick GMC 7A. On the outside, the Cowboy, second night in a modified in the Gene Palmy Trucking number L1 car, Shane Howell. And your final starter out of Newport in 454 is Alan Stetner. Stetner in the 454 modified here tonight, starting at the tail of heat race number 1. The Bills Lawn Service entry of Alan Stetner. Your early race leader there, 3 wide out of turn 4. That's for second. The leader, it belongs to JT Johnson in the 89 junior car. JT out front. 7A of Sobraski in the second position, trying to chase him down, along with the Iceman Don Eichens in 9E, Corey Jones in 7J. 19 modifieds on hand. Everybody goes to the main event tonight. Sobraski tried to make the slider work out of turn 2, drops back just a little bit. Little more momentum into turn 3. Has your race leader, JT Johnson. JT and Shane Sobraski, the Iron Man, now your new race leader in the 7A car. Sobraski slides up in front of JT Johnson, taking the race lead away from your early race leader. Johnson sits second, going to try to trade it back with a slider out of turn 3, falling just a little bit short. The Iceman at the halfway point, Don Eichen sitting third. 1, 2, 3 in heat race number 1, the first of 3 tonight for the modifieds. Sobraski up to the top shelf in the 7A. Your race leaders show the way just past the halfway markers in heat number 1. JT Johnson, the runner-up spot, but here comes the Iceman, Don Eichens. Tried the slider out of turn 1, falling a little bit short. Heading down the back straightaway, just about into the drag race. Eichens going to try it again out of turn 3 one more time. The flying green out. Sobraski, your race leader in 7A with 2 laps to go. Heat number 1 tonight right now belongs to Sobraski with 2 remaining. Looking for the white flag this next time by will be the driver out of Rice, Minnesota. Newly crowned track champion here at Ogilvie, shows the way to the white flag. First one through is Sobraski in 7A. 89 junior JT Johnson in second, with a battle with Eichens in 9E. 1 car length between second and third there. Back to Corey Jones in the 7J car. Jones sitting 4th. Your race leader becoming the winner, Shane Sobraski in 7A. At the stripe, a good one between Eichens and JT Johnson for 3rd and 2nd. Corey Jones in the 7J comes home 4th. Eichens 3rd in 9E. JT Johnson 89 in 2nd. And there's your winner. Let's hear it for Shane Sobraski in 7A. The 7A car, sponsored by West Metro Buick GMC, your newly crowned track champion here at Ogilvie in the modifieds, takes the checkers in heat race number 1. Heat 2 is next. Heat race number 2, 6 drivers going after the checkered flag here in heat 2. 8 trips around your pole sitter tonight out of Lakeshore, Minnesota. In the Sport Tech Speedworks Amsoil number 60, that will be Dan Ebert. To Ebert's outside, he hails from Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. Fans in the 224, that is Cody Walkowski. Walkowski in the Whitehall Contractors 224 starts second. Inside row 2 tonight in the number 2C car, that's Dave Kane. Kane in the 2C car out of Corcoran, Minnesota. And the Wall Construction Quality Freight Rate number 2C inside row 2. On the outside, the North Shore Nightmare, that is Jody Belfi in car number 11. The Uncle Dunbar's Auto Body University Liquors 11 of Jody Belfi starts fourth. Inside row number 3 tonight, that's Daryl Nelson out of Hermantown, Minnesota, the 44 car, the Hermantown Hammer. Race fans, in the Bud Light Amsoil sponsored 44 in your final starter tonight. Out of Little Falls, it's Landon Atkinson in the Jackals Gym. Hilmerson RV Center, 18A, Landon Atkinson starting in position 6 here tonight. Ready to go green flag, heat 2 of 3 for the modifieds. Dan Ebert on the pole in the 60. Cody Walkowski in 224, and here we go. Underway in heat race number 2. They're 3 wide out of turn 2. They'll break it up. Jody Belfi squeezes out of the middle of that 3 wide battle out of turn number 2. He'll sit second behind your early leader, Dan Ebert in 60. Ebert out front of Belfi in the 11 car by 0.3 of a second. Kane in the 2C in the top 3. Walkowski next in 224. Daryl Nelson next in 44 and Atkinson in 18A, and here they go. Dan Ebert out in front of Belfi, that time about 2 car lengths. Belfi, the North Shore Nightmare, with a rim shot around the high side of the raceway with the advantage and the slingshot moving to turn 3. He'll be your new race leader in 11. Belfi takes the lead away from your early leader, Dan Ebert in 60, who now sits second. Third belongs to the 2C of Dave Kane, and the Hermantown Hammer has swung and struck his way into the top 4. Daryl Nelson in 44. Flags ready to cross. This time by means one thing. We're halfway with Jody Belfi in 11 with 4 to go. Belfi out front in 11, about 7 car lengths separating him, and the 60 of Dan Ebert in a solid second. Just about slapped the wall in turn number 4. Goes as high as you can get and then as low as you can get out of turn 4. Slicing and dicing, trying to make his way back to the race lead in the 60. On the cushion, pushing it there in the 2C is Dave Kane in a solid third. Atkinson going to work, ready to battle with Daryl Nelson for the 4th spot in 44. The Flying Green out with 2 to go. So with 2 remaining, it all belongs to Jody Belfi right now in 11. Dan Ebert tries to close the gap once again. Right off the top shelf of the raceway, going to take a run at it out of turn 4 as the white flies. This time by Jody Belfi, your leader, with 1 to go. Ebert closed the gap a little bit there. Last time around, here we go. Your winner, Belfi in 11. 4th goes to Landon Atkinson in 18A. 3rd belongs to the 2C of Dave Kane. The runner-up is Dan Ebert in 60. And your race winner, fans, he is out of Duluth, Minnesota, started 4th. In the 11 car, the North Shore Nightmare. Let's make some noise for Jody Belfi in 11. There you go, the North Shore Nightmare to the win, sponsored by Party Funerals, Vic Hill Race Engines, CMD Shocks, Remax Results, Village Lanes, Knutson Custom Construction, Skips Performance, Uncle Dunbar's Auto Body University Liquors, Accurate Auto Pair, Wheats Brothers Flatwork, Dirt Hog Dirt Works, MB Customs, Aluminum Cabinet Company, KME Motorsports, Amsoil, Kiwi Brothers Trucking, and Napa Auto Parts. And heat race number 3 on the track. Your pole sitter tonight out of Huron, South Dakota is Alex Guthmiller. Guthmiller in that 51 car, sponsored by Farmers Union Insurance. Starts on the inside of row number 1. To his outside out of Grand Rapids, Minnesota, the Brokings Transport number 45J. That is Johnny Broking out of Grand Rapids. Inside row number 2 is Mason McEvers tonight out of Grantsburg, Wisconsin. Sitting in the Lakeridge Electric number 18M. To his outside out of Zimmerman, it's Jeremy Nelson. The 06 car, sponsored by DNN Trucking, will start on the outside of row number 2.